Scratch that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. My name is Cosmo Gazani, and with me is Assad Kokar, our security expert. We're going to talk today about security awareness training. So, Assad, why is it so important to conduct security awareness training?
Yeah, so today, when we look at companies, the number one threat, vector and attack that everyone's concerned about is ransomware. And the number one way of how ransomware is spread within or infects an organization is through email phishing. Security awareness training is to guide our employees because they're going to be the first line of defense for your organization. It's to guide our employees to detect those emails that come in that are malicious. They might be able to these malicious actors are sending spam emails to your employees. They're the ones who are opening them. They're the ones who are clicking on them. We need to make sure that we make them conscious when they're clicking on links to make sure that they're clicking on valid links and not malicious links. We need to make sure that we guide our employees. We need to make sure that our employees are conscious when they're clicking on malicious emails as well, when they open them, because if you click on a link, you can download ransomware, you can download malicious items onto a computer, and that's the number one attack vector right now that companies are concerned about.
Hmm. What about phone phishing and other phishing methods that are out there today? Should that be also considered something we should cover in security awareness?
Yeah, so some of when we do a penetration test, or when one of our penetration testers in my security team does one of the most common ones that we go ahead and attack is basically if you guys have an employee count of above 100, most people don't know who works in the IT department. So most of the security penetration testers will go ahead and call one of the employees and say, I'm Cosmo Gazani and I'm the new IT guy at your IT department, and no one will confirm that and give you complete access to their computer. You
Hmm.
can send them a link, they'll click on it. As long as you're on the phone with them, as long as you build that emotional relationship with them on that phone directly on there, you can emotionally hijack someone and get on their computer and spread whatever you want to spread on their computer. This is why it's very important to conduct that security awareness training within your organization, and not just once. You need to go ahead and conduct this routinely, because malicious actors are getting better and better. They're able to replicate emails from banks, from any type of IT service platform that you're using. So we need to make them conscious of what they're looking at and making sure that they are our best defense against this type of attack.
Right. But how do you hold employees accountable for doing this training? Um, how would you do that?
Yeah, you can't really. We could do email phishing. There's a lot of companies out there. We ourselves provide email phishing. Email phishing is a great way to go ahead. You can't really make them accountable. There's a lot of training videos that go into it. Some of the employees that fail that email phishing test, they are told to go ahead and do these training videos and make sure that they pass those training videos. And it's very important that they go ahead and we can specifically target a few groups within the organization that continue to fail that email phishing test.
Right. So,
That's
so
the
that
number one way.
yeah. So those security awareness platforms, especially the ones we use in our organization, would have tracking, right? Reporting that we could present to show who's doing the training, who's not doing the training, who's passing, and who's failing.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great way to track them and make sure that the ones that are failing, they don't continue to fail, because it's our job to go ahead and educate them. And if they're not being educated by those videos, we need to maybe have a one-on-one, maybe, sit down with them and say, hey, because they're the best line of, defense for your company. If they are clicking on every single email that they receive and they're not conscious of the links that are contained in those emails, you can get breached very easily.
Oh, yeah, I hear that. Assad, always a pleasure to speak to you, and thank you very much for joining today. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.